catch up with our beliefs.
Yes.
Is it true that you're a diamond right now?
Yes.
You're just waiting for your activity, the right people, and your back office to catch up with your beliefs. I want to talk to you today about what impacts your believing. I believe that words, images, emotions, and environment are what impacts your believing. Words. You heard a lot of individuals hit this stage today, and they talked about all the positive things. You heard Tanya Mizell talk about accountability. You heard Chad Thompson talk about focus. You heard Shanaza Dussan talk about never again. You heard Barry Donaldson talk about how we move as a collective unit. You heard so many leaders. You heard Pastor Knotts talking about getting out of the boat, talking about taking the shot. Talking about how you seize your victory. You heard so many leaders talk about those things. That's their belief system. Their belief is rock solid. Before I go any further, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Mr. David Manning, our president of this company, the owner of this company, for putting together an amazing weekend, an amazing company. I would further be remiss if I didn't thank my personal sponsor, Spencer Iverson, for making a phone call to me. He made a phone call, guys, and I'll never forget it. It was, I forgot it. It was May 27th, 2014, and he let me know that he was going to another company, and he was already very successful in his past career, and I at least want to take a look at it because he had made so much money and had so much success. And understand, guys, you should follow something, at least give an educated no to someone that says evidence. Right? You heard Jonathan Green talk about posture, right? Now, whether or not I joined this business or not, Spencer Iverson was still going to do it. He was postured up. He let me know that I'm going to do this business. I'm just putting you on notice. So I need to take a look at it because in the language when he spoke to me, his belief was high in his language. We have to get to a place where our language is universal. When you speak to someone, what do they hear? Do they hear the ability for you to follow them and lead their teams and not just your own? That's going to come with your belief. Now watch this. Belief is like an anesthetic. The more you have of it, the less pain you feel. See, when someone tells you no, it's like getting a needle. You don't feel the needle if you already have the anesthetic. When someone starts doubting your ability to lead a business, to start doubting your ability to become the evidence, it doesn't hurt as much because you already have the anesthetic. Belief. How do you get the anesthetic? How do you increase the belief? Your words. What are you speaking into your life every single day? What are you affirming to yourself? When I first got started, guys, we started as a CTC on June 1st, 2014. But the day I signed that paperwork, I sat down in Spencer Iverson's basement. And I said, Spencer Iverson, what do I got to do to get to 120 grand a month? A year. I'm speaking that. I'm believing for that. Don't believe me, just watch. And every single night, we mapped it out. It was International Diamond was that position because it came with a $10,000 a month bonus, right? And we believed that with everything else that a comp plan offered, that 20 grand would be that magic number. So I figured out it was International Diamond, and I spoke to myself. I lied to myself. In the middle of that word belief is the word L-I-E. I lied to myself every day until the universe tended to agree with me. I made the universe bend in my direction. I said, I'm happy and grateful that I'm an International Diamond in Paycation travel by May 1st, 2015. It didn't even happen then. It happened earlier. We went International Diamond in 8 months. I say we, I didn't do it. We created a culture, an atmosphere where other folks could believe they could achieve their goals and dreams. And the more value that we created, the more folks chose to win. Belief. Images. What do you see over and over and over again in your life? Do you have 5x7 cards for your goals around you? Can you see your future on a daily basis? Or is it the Real Housewives that's showing you what it should be? You must have the right images. That's why it's so important to be here, because you get a chance to see the success. You get a chance to borrow their belief until yours becomes more rock solid. See, the reason that you get a chance to see all these stories up here as they walk the stage is very, very simple. It allows you to borrow from their belief. It firms up your promise so that you can do the work that they require to move into your new future. I love what's going on right now with all my amazing Diamond leadership team. Guys, get this. We are a team. This is not an individual sport. Team stands for everyone achieves a Mercedes. Every great team has a great offense and a great what? Defense. Belief creates defense against attrition. Belief creates defense against seasonal recruiting cycles. Belief creates defense against doubt. If we believe together, every now and then one of us is going to be weaker than the other. We can gird each other up if our belief is strong enough. Are you with me on that? Right? But get this, watch this. Belief also creates defense against doubt and unbelief. How do I know that unbelief is a word? Anybody remember that story in the Bible, and this is just principle, it's not religion, that it talks about Peter when he got out the boat? He believed that if he got out the boat, that he would walk on water. Do you remember that? He believed that. Until the natural environment started telling him otherwise. The natural environment said, Peter, you can't walk on water. Your family says you can't do this business. Your coworker said, I can't believe you're going to meetings after you all day long at work. Good job. And then all of a sudden, when the natural environment got in him enough, when the television started telling him otherwise, television. What wound up happening is that he began to sink. Mr. Zong, we wouldn't begin anything, we would just sink. So there are levels to this thing. Some of y'all get that later. There's levels to this. Right? So the reality is, if you can have a winning team, but if everyone is in a state of disbelief, it doesn't matter. You can have average and ordinary people that together believe for one common goal. It is done. And how do we spell done? R-I-C-H. I want you to leave here today with the mindset that I'm done. Diamond or nothing else. Everybody knows that the Golden State Warriors just broke the Chicago Bulls record for most wins in the season, right? And everyone's talking about Steph Curry. And I believe that Steph Curry and Michael Jordan right now are two of the best players ever to play the game, right? Michael Jordan obviously is the best player. Steph Curry will arguably be one of the best players. Do you agree? But the reality is, individuals have talent. But teams win the game. That's right. Collectively, we win. You can't have an individual, you can't have only a Jason Cross winning the game. You can't only have a Ron Jones winning the game. You can't only have a Billy Thurston winning the game. No, they're all amazingly talented in their own right. But Steph Curry can't beat a whole other team by itself. He will score, but he won't win. The question you have to ask yourself as you advance through the ranks, am I in it to win or am I in it to score? Now what I want to share with you guys right now, this is going to be critical. This is going to speak to someone. I noticed a lot of individuals that didn't stand up when folks walked the stage, and you must celebrate someone else, because when you celebrate someone else, when you celebrate someone else, you plant the seed into the right soil for your future. Because I can't wait. I was backstage celebrating. You couldn't even see me. I'm celebrating every person who walked across stage. Why? Because I want to walk into my glory next. I want to throw that positive seed of celebration into the atmosphere so I can walk on into mine. Now I'm going to ask you to do it. I'm going to show you a 13-second video clip. So I'm going to need complete silence because it's going to speak to somebody. Is that fair? Yeah. Roll that clip.
In order to take the next step, you're going to have to let other great people flock together with you. Wait, don't clap yet. Without being intimidated by their greatness.
Roll that clip one more time. Roll that clip one more time, please.
In order to take the next step, you're going to have to let other great people flock together with you. Wait, don't clap yet. Without being intimidated by their greatness.
I celebrate Barry Donaldson. You see, when new teams come in, we need to celebrate them. You know why? Because obviously we're attractive enough for them to come. If you don't celebrate them, they won't come. Stop complaining about what position you are in the top 40 list. Your income didn't change. Their rank did. Say it again. Don't say, they're moving on up the rank. No, they're not. Their mindset has nothing to do with your position. Yeah. When they come in, they grow, we grow, just like that. Right? Words, images, environment. There's something called the law of place. You can't go fishing in your bathtub and expect to get a fish. You're in the wrong place. Environment is critical to your success. Environment confirms your believing. Do you believe a little bit more after being here this weekend? That's why environment is so critical. Ladies, you can't go and call your stylist and say, hey, do my hair over the phone. I need the whole thing done. You're trying to get on fleek. You can't get on fleek over the phone. Because you're not in the environment. You only get the experience in the environment. You can't go back and tell your friends and your family what the weekend felt like. You can only tell them what you heard. Matter of fact, as you're moving towards your goals and dreams, I encourage you not to even focus on how it's going to get done. That's a byproduct of your believing. I want you to lock into the feeling after it's done. Someone asked me in the hallway day before yesterday, they said, how do you feel with that new Mercedes? I said, the same way I did the 1,000 times I drove it in my mind. I locked into the feeling of the S550 when they announced the program. I didn't have it yet, but I had already experienced it. Then I went to the dealership and I told them, I'm not buying from you today, but you act right, I may later.